Pudge, though, my absolute favorite hero in Dota 2. He forever immortalized on my body. Big fan.
Wait, you have a Pudge tattoo?
Yeah, I have a huge Pudge tattoo.
Does it look good at least?
Yeah, it's incredible. Actually, it's very good. It's
Is it
very
somewhere you're
good.
able to show people?
It's on my arm, but it's not easy. I mean, I could roll up my sleeve and show everyone, but I'm not sure how people feel about that one.
Whoa. Let's keep all the clothes on
No,
here, Ricky.
no, just rolling up the sleeve would be doable, but we'll see.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, big fan.
Yeah. It's hell of a hero. It's one of the heroes I watched a lot of my stepbrother play Dota before I got into the game myself, and it was his favorite. He's absolutely disgusting. He's a techies and Pudge player. Back in the Dota 1 days, before I finally got into the game myself.
I love it.
I learned how to play on Kunkka and Axe, believe it or not.
That's those are not good beginner heroes, I don't think.
No. I think when Kunkka was added, I was starting to get into the game. He was like an artist who drew the loading screen for the game, right?
Yeah,
And then
he
named
was.
the hero after him.
Yep.
That's my earliest Dota memory.
What do you think of the Faceless Void pick? You now have Void, Mars, and Invoker. So Cataclysm is just super value this game.
You know, I don't know how they play against this. I mean, this is the first time that we've seen Invoker and Faceless Void picked together here in BTS Pro Series 4, right?
Well, yep, but there's the counter. You get 2 lives. It's a lot less effective when you have 2 life pools to work with.
This is a Beast Coast classic, and the main reason I didn't say Wraith King is because Hector isn't playing today.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be KXY in the mid replacing Chris Luck, and Tomato replacing Hector.
Now they've been running with these stand-ins the last 2 series, if I'm not mistaken.
They have. I mean, they've been doing an excellent job. Don't get me wrong. Tomato especially, his performances have been phenomenal, especially on the Juggernaut. We've seen a couple of times he managed to drop his healing ward onto the high ground and heal like several thousand HP, just bodying the enemy teams in these fights here. But I'm interested in seeing if he can match up to the legend top 8 TI placer Hector on this Wraith King. The hero that is, in fact, his claim to fame.
Yeah, I mean, Hector made Wraith King a thing. A lot of people did not think this hero was good until Hector, kind of showed how fast you could farm on this hero, especially with his certain item builds. And after that happened, it got heavily nerfed. And then it got kind of a weird buff where they made Vampiric Aura just give you a ton of damage for no reason. And then there was just the meta where it was just your build was 004 or something, like 014 or something. You just max out your Vamp Aura. It was just so dumb.
At least jungle isn't really viable anymore. I'm sure you've been your share of games where someone first picks Wraith King, say me jungle, and just doesn't interact with the team for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, those are classics. The Batrider ban essential against the Wraith King. You can't actually let that hero through. And then it's also really good against the Kunkka mid. So I like that response. It's definitely just got to be RL mid on the Invoker, though. So I think what they're looking for is another support, unless they're expecting this to be a Mars 4. But
it's not really what you'd expect a lot of the time. It could be, but I think the only time you really want to run Mars into the 4 or 2, 4, or 5 is when your options are limited and you really need a certain support that fits a lot better to that role. So, if you need to dispel against something like a Batrider, and bad example because it's a lot of dispels are pause 4. Anyways, moving away from that one as I'm too focused onto it. I don't want to go too deep into that. Beastmaster picked up finally here on Beast Coast. So it looks like they're planning on running this game fairly fast despite having the Wraith King. I'm not sure how the Pudge fits into a fast-paced lineup, though.
It doesn't.
I see.
I mean, it fits in with hooks. If you hit the hooks, then cool. Otherwise, Pudge is basically just food. He doesn't really do a whole lot outside of landing a good hook. So we'll see what happens here. I am curious. They have last pick here on 5ManMidas. Needs to be a good support. And take AA. Okay, this is such a good last pick here.
Yeah, it combos so well with the heroes you have already. You're always going to be able to land your Ice Blast to the heroes either inside that arena or inside the Chronosphere. It goes great with the Cataclysm. I mean, sleeping a hero or hitting it with the Fiend's Grip as well guarantees your Ice Blast is going to land. It shuts down Wraith King pretty well. Kunkka too, it negates a lot of the healing and it makes sure you maximize the damage that you're going to do to him during his boat buff. Pudge and Stinger as well. Pudge tons of passive HP regen thanks to that flesh heap, to the tons of strength he has, and the wisp on Stinger. I really like the AA rounding this draft off.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really, really hard game for Beast Coast.
I do have two concerns here. Well, one concern. A lot of your team fight is going to be based. A lot of your early game, in fact, is going to be based around Mars having a good performance in the bottom lane.
That is true.
They've opted to put Sonic on the Bane and Shu on Ancient Apparition. Bane's harass ability by himself is limited. I would have rather seen Ancient Apparition on the 4 and comboed up with Mars and have a bit more kill potential, whatever the lane the two of them were in. So if you shut down Mars, the game actually does become pretty easy for Beast Coast.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got it, man. It is going to be game number 1 here between 5ManMidas and Beast Coast. I'm leaning towards the 5ManMidas draft, despite like what you're saying. Like, they do have to play around this Mars. He has to have a good start, and they have these big cooldowns. But I just don't know if this Wraith King is going to be enough.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, K1 Hector, he always makes it work. Tomato, he's got some big shoes to fill here for Beast Coast. So don't get me wrong. I mean, this is probably a lineup they practiced dozens and dozens and dozens of times. But the question is if he's going to be able to do the same job as Hector.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's I hate every time you click the Wraith King, it just shows that harvested bones pop up. Oh well, we'll get rid of it.
They haven't harvested any of these things, so it looks like he's gotten the Arcana here on Tomato, but he hasn't played it a lot since he's gotten it. He's only sitting at a level 7 Wraith King, so I imagine he played it in the last, or when Dota Plus came out, Wraith King was still feeling pretty good, and barely at all since then. He switches between playing mid and pause 1 though on Tomato, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you a big Tomato guy?
I mean, I don't like tomatoes, and so that always made me like a little bit skeptical of this guy as a player. But he has performed incredibly well in their last 4 games, so it's hard for me to not be or not respect this guy at this point.
Respect your tomatoes.
Oh my gosh, what is happening on the map right now?
What are these drawings that they're making? How do they do this?
You can set keybinds for stuff like this, I think, but I'm not entirely sure how they do this.
That is wild. I cannot draw a straight line for the life of me. I don't know about you. Like, I can try.
My goodness, how are they actually doing this? I have no idea. That's impressive.
I cannot draw a straight line. I am absolutely disgusting. Shaky hands. I would never be a doctor. For some reason, I can play Earth Spear. I can roll with precision. I can place my rocks, but anything else, hand-eye coordination is just not there. A delicacy, so to speak.
Well, we have a rave happening on our mini map. I'm sure we're never going to be able to see what's happening on this thing the entire game if this keeps up. But
this is something that happens sometimes when your allies are trying to grief each other in games.
They just cover their map with stuff.
Yeah.
It's something I see in the collegiate arena actually quite a bit. I have a lot of players that I've seen that have a bunch of like keybinds for like automatically drawing on their mini map, and they it'll like type out words and stuff, and it's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. Now, oh yeah, somebody messaged me. They wanted to grab you for a collegiate podcast.
Oh yeah, I did that this morning. I woke up early and did a collegiate podcast this morning.
Yeah, I don't know anything about collegiate leagues, and frankly, prior to learning a little bit more about it, thanks to you and Panders, I hated them. I also don't care much for podcasts, but regardless of that, I will check it out.
Yeah, man. I've as someone who's been in the collegiate Dota scene for 4 or 5 years, I love it. It's a big. It's a very underrated area.
Did you enjoy doing the podcast? Do you think it was good?
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun, definitely. I got to talk about like collegiate esports programs, the future of like what we expect to see, some pitfalls, some areas in which are worth experimenting in. Yeah, it was cool.
Well, Well, we got 3,000 viewers right now when we're paused, so we're not really distracting from the game. Feel free to plug yourself or the podcast right now.
No,
Summit, they can't even yell at me for it.
I don't even know where the podcast is. It hasn't. It was with Kung Pao Kenny. He's gonna be uploading it soon, so you can follow him on Twitter. I'm assuming at Kung Pao Kenny. I don't know when the podcast is gonna get uploaded, but just managed to do it with him here this morning.
I think I live in the same city as him. I'm not sure if I've actually met him in real life before. I don't think I have. Him and Panders invited me out. It was some UBC event that was happening, and a bunch of different esports people were visiting. There was the CEO of EG. I forget her name. There was.
I'm just laughing at the mini map.
Oh no, there was Zyori was there, and a couple other people. Unfortunately, I was working, and you know.
Yeah, nice.
Milk isn't going to sell itself.
True. All right, we are back into the game. 5 minutes, 30 seconds of pause time left. FYI, says the admin. I was noticing during chat a lot of people on. Oh, we're seeing the as chat catch up. A lot of people were asking to show the tattoos, and I feel a little bit bad. But you know, if we get another Pudge pick this tournament, how about that? I'll promise to do it then.
Ooh, now one of these teams are going to pick Pudge just for that.
Unlikely.
Yeah, or if we get into the playoffs, it's when we really start releasing the content right now. We've been keeping it pretty light, but we got some big plans coming up.
Yeah, we do. Oh, boy, it's going to be funny.
There's good content to look forward to, anybody who's been following the stream so far. A couple of things and ideas that me and Ricky have come up with.
Should be a good time indeed.
Excited.
Yep.
Yeah. Do a little bit more prep work. I'm having somebody come over tomorrow and set a couple things up for me. Socially distanced, of course.
Yeah, it's the only proper way. So they are going to be able to zone off 5ManMidas here at the top rune, but oh my gosh, a ton of damage coming in onto Tomato's Wraith King thanks to Bane and the God's Rebuke. I don't think you can go back in here, Tomato. This is not where you want to be. The damage on the Stinger as well. First blood is just going to be given to the Mars. You don't trade into a Bane very well, if I'm not mistaken, by the way.
Nobody trades into a Bane very well, unless you're somebody like Gyrocopter, Ursa, just Rocket Barrage, or Fury Swipes.
Schofield does a little bit of damage over to Shu, but...
Oh, he's going to continue trying to trade into this Bane. Rookie mistake here. See that brain sap?
He has it still available. I'm wondering why he's holding it. Yep, there it goes. But Enchant is there. It does a good amount of damage with this Blightstone. You do have 4 starting armor on Bane, which is normally a lot, but so does Enchantress. What's going on behind the tower? They're just running at RRL on the Invoker. Like, the Pudge just does not care. He gets Cold Snap on the tower, able to drop aggro. This is just going to be a first kill in the mid lane. What? Okay. Not what I expected. The Pudge somehow doing it.
Oh no, RRL is not going to be happy about that one. At a massive disadvantage already. Only one deny under his belt. One last hit under his belt. Let's pull this open. Look at it now. Let's compare these two already. Invoker at 820 to 400, almost 500 net worth ahead of him here on KXY.
That's a rough one indeed. He'll have to recover. I mean, it's not a good lane to begin with, too, so we'll see what he can do here on RRL, one of his best heroes. It's been respect banned against him in most of these games, so. But Beast Coast opting to give it to him and instead saying, hey, you know, we're going to take your Invoker and raise you KXY's Kunkka, so good luck.
Yeah. About to get his second bracer here. Just getting the last bit of gold. Yeah, he'll send it out right now. Where's his courier? His courier was sent... Oh, he just delivered the first one. It wasn't in base yet. My bad. But yeah, with 2 bracers on the Kunkka, that's what, +8 damage he's going to have? From each one. He's going to do tons of damage here with his Tidebringer. You're not going to be able to sustain through that with even 2-3 points in the quest. That's something I talked about at the start. That's why Kunkka does do quite well in this matchup. You also always have kill potential onto him with the setup with X Torrent.
One of the things people don't realize is Tidebringer's cleave is based off of the unit you cleave off of's armor. So, you know, range creeps are 0 armor. So it's a pure damage cleave, essentially. And your melee creeps only have 2 armor. So the more damage you have on Kunkka, the more damage you can cleave because you're not actually hitting the hero. Sonic actually walks up onto the high ground to get the brain sap, but just getting chased down by Stinger. Luckily, the boot's going to keep him alive for now.
Top lane, Tomato, he's been struggling a little bit up here. Yeah, Monster just keeping him zoned to the tower. Well, Monster's not getting the most last hits. I imagine it'll get a bit easier for him once he gets himself these boots of speed. That way he's got kill potential here on Tomato, who doesn't have boots for himself.
So, Schofield's Pudge. We haven't really talked about this. Bottom lane right now, taking a lot of harassment damage. This hero has 0 armor. So it does not trade well from the support position. And the only thing that really makes Pudge, you know, a successful lane hero is like setting up hooks and like having kill threat. But, well, I say it. He hooks Shu. Can he chase him down here? Oh my goodness. The caster curse strikes again. Oh my gosh.
This is an illegal move, Ricky. You got to stop doing it.
My boy Pudge showing up big on his first debut or his first game here at the BTS Pro Series.
Schofield, he's just gonna turn his eyes mid directly after this. How'd you like a little bit of Ricky Voodoo RRL?
Hello. He does have vision to see the Pudge walk over in the first place, so we know he's here. He's gonna get the hook anyway under the tower. Tornado to give him some space, but the X to pull him back. The Torrent doesn't connect, but oh my lord, the crit from KXY. Not the crit, but the 3 points in Tidebringer. Invoker's dead again.
Yeah, that's doing 204 physical damage when it connects with him. And elsewhere on the map, Bane, he does go down to Tomato. The boys, they're here.
They are just crushing so far, 1-4.
The Skellington's 37 damage with each one of these with only 2 points in the ability. A little bit ridiculous if you ask me. Shu, he managed to find Schofield.
How did that even happen? You just walk around no HP? Yeah, you just had 200 health and died. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes when you're Pudge, you're feeling yourself so hard, you're like, oh yeah, I'm having the time of my life.
KXY is level 6.
Okay.
So
we're 5 minutes in. It means you've got your boat X combo. He did drop his boat on the Invoker.
Yeah, he hit Invoker with the boat. He's luckily able to regen a lot of it off with the 3 points in Quas, but Schofield just hiding around the mid lane right here. Gonna try and set up another hooks. Potentially? No, he's going to walk back bottom. All right.
Yeah. I mean, RL, he's forced to sit so far back in this lane in order to avoid this Tidebringer. KXY absolutely bodying him 16-1 on this Invoker to Kunkka's 36-9 last hits.
He's looking for Shu. Doesn't see. Oh, he's going to have vision right now. Schofield throws the hook. Gets the connection. The boar already tossed on over, and the body blocks from Schofield. Another kill for this bottom lane. Going to Whisper. He's now level 6 on this Beastmaster.
Yeah. Beastmaster having a great lane himself, and he's probably going to be looking to push the tower with 2 points of Inner Beast and the Catapult now arriving. Schofield looking to put some pressure onto this guy as well. Let's see the hook come out, finish him off.
The roar, I mean, they were able to just whittle him down and set up an easy roar to hook. That's 220 pure damage. Top lane Monster goes down as well to Tomato's Wraithing, and they're going to keep chasing KXY. He's rotated off as well, just cleaves him with the haste rune, and he's just going to walk his way back to mid. Okay. This is looking real hard already in the lanes here. And KXY, I mean, he has the X boat. The wave forward, I guess you still cleave off of it. I was a little bit expected, but yeah, the boat pulls him. Schofield sets up a hook into the rot once again. Okay.
Toys will be toys.
Well, as a man once said, anything can work. Making this Pudge look like an incredibly overpowered hero right now. He just goes from lane to lane, killing you. Sonic, you got to be careful, man. This isn't a hero you can get. He's just going to brain zap you, then walk away.
Nice.
He's just there to drop the Observer Ward. Beautiful. As Curious while he was walking around back there. Whisper in the bottom lane. You know, he isn't going to be able to get the tower with the Catapult. In fact, he could go down here.
Yeah, I mean, a nice rotation from RL. The cold snap, the EMP is going to snap. If they can get some bashes off the Faceless Void, time walk forward, some weird latency on the server there. But RL gets pulled into another hook, and he has dust. Schofield has your number, buddy.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
They're primed. Let's see another one.
He's
Come
got
on,
the
next
Mask
hit's
of
gonna be a
Madness.
bash.
Dude, Pudge has Tranquil Boots, Windlace kits. Not going to fall for it. Time walks forward. Still doesn't get the bash. The slows. But Shu, he's got to... Oh, he threw the hook. Tried to go for it. You can't blame him.
Yeah, this guy, he got... I think he hit like maybe 15 times and got one bash off here on the Faces Void. It was incredibly unlucky. It's supposed to be, what, PRNG, so the more hits you go without a bash, the more you're supposed to be able to find one. This game, it's looking rough. It would have been even worse if that Pudge managed to connect that hook there on the Ancient Apparition before he went down, but regardless, this guy's going to have a lot of Flesh Heap stacks by the time he levels the ability.
Yep, indeed he will. I mean, that hook would have killed the AA as well. It's 290 pure damage. Well, he just drops a ward on the high ground. There's going to be a good arena. The Wraith King going to get saved, though, thanks to Schofield. The EMP does not catch, but he doesn't have reincarnation anyway. Schofield just tried to throw his body at them, but they just ignore it as a tornado going to hold him in place. In comes a sick boat. Monster put to sleep. Sick play there from Sonic, but RRL in a lot of trouble. Cleaved down by KXY. He has a DD rune, just trying to chew through their health bars. But Kits, he's got a Chronosphere. Just gonna Chrono 3. That's not the ideal Chrono. Kunkka just staying alive through it all, and Monster's just gonna die in the process. Now KXY trying to survive, run away on the backside, but Torrent gonna give him space. Unbelievable. KXY is out.
He's gonna get away. KXY, he's at no HP. The kill on him would have been so big. That was an incredible torrent by him. And Kits, he's just got to go right back to farming. 6k net worth up at 9 minutes into the game. We haven't seen a lead like this early so far in this tournament. Beast Coast, they're crushing it.
Yeah, this is an amazing performance. In bot lane, someone else did go down as well. Who was it? Shu died bottom lane. Which, you know, isn't surprising. You're against a Beastmaster who has level 2 Necro, and he's level 9.
Yeah, he's, in fact, nobody wants to go bottom lane right now. Everyone already committing their TPs elsewhere on the map. I mean, top is such an issue, especially after that last team fight, but this will allow Whisper to take your bottom tower.
Yeah, this is what happens with Beastmaster. If he has a good lane, your towers do not live long. He doesn't need a catapult to take it down. He's got, as you like to call, the menagerie with him.
And just about has his Necro book at level 3. KXY, he finds another kill onto the Bane. This guy, having the time of his life here. He's not done yet. He wants Monster.
I mean, I don't blame him, do you? Ooh, the hook almost finds him, but the spear is not going to connect, and now Monster forced to retreat. Do they have many ways to stop the Dismember? It's really just... I guess they have a handful, right? It's okay.
Yeah, he could get Bash, Chrono. Invoker's got a couple things in his kit. Spear.
RRL's under a sentry. They do see him. Tornado going to be thrown on over to the Enchantress, and a lot of burst damage coming out. Spins her against all, but the hook, the Dismember, they managed to catch them. There's going to be an AA blast coming on through. RRL's going to survive, but Kunkka, he's the big kill that they need, and they will finally take down KXY on this Kunkka.
That one being worth a lot of money. And Monster, he needs these kills under his belt, as we talked about at the start of the game. He's going to be the one that carries you through this to the late. It is a lot of gold going their way. Look at this. About 1,300 net worth swing, or more than 1,000 gold for those couple of kills. But it felt like it barely matters. You lost the mid lane while that happened.
Oh, they're going to find Schofield once again. The EMP, the Tornado. Just going to throw a hook because he knows he's got nothing left here. Going to send that last hit on over to RL's Invoker. They're going to keep drawing lines to the bottom lane. Like, they feel like they need to accomplish more right now, as they've lost 2 towers. And this Beastmaster now has the Necro 3 completed, looking for the Vlads.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, not slowing down at all here on Beast Coast, looking to press their advantage. This is the kind of stuff that I was used to seeing from them back when they were still playing at LANs. And it's surprising to see that, because they've got 2 stand-ins on their lineup right now. They're looking so good here.
Yeah, they really are.
And just continuing to chase Sonic through the jungle, just zoning the entire team of 5ManMidas out.
She was just dead to the creeps. I was like, I'm watching the Necro 3 chase him through the jungle, and I was like, as soon as he uses Purge, this hero is dead, and absolutely that. Just died so fast.
Just turns his eyes down here to the bottom lane. 12 minutes. It looks like they have very little to stop him taking this tier 2 tower. Fortifying on cooldown for another 3 minutes now. And they're just going to go grab the shrine after this, or the outpost after this one, are they not?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they can. They have plenty of time to do it. They don't feel pressured by any means. But, oh, the troll trap. What a sick sleep there from the Bane. He's about to get hooked. All right. I mean, they're just running around with this troll trapper trying to set up hooks for Pudge, but it might cost him a little bit. As Stinger, he's going to get speared into the wall. The boat in the mid lane does actually connect onto Sonic, but Stinger's the first to fall, and now Pudge, he's got no mana left. They're going to be able to continue chasing on after him. Kitch with a nice bash. Shu gets the kill instead. RRL just getting chased by double boar here. He feels pretty sad.
Everyone else is going to be fine towards the end of that fight. That's barely any gold going your way. You only managed to take down this 2 support heroes. I mean, you open the fight recap, you see 1,000 XP and like, what is this? 750 gold going the way of 5ManMidas. But while you're doing that, I'm sure Beastmaster and Wraith King farm just as much.
Speaking of Wraith King, they did find him with the AA Blast and the Fiend's Grip onto Kunkka. The big kill that you want to get. A fantastic rotation this time from 5ManMidas. And an Ice Wall really well placed. It's going to give Sonic a lot of space. The Chrono catches 3 Pudges down. Wraith King, he has 2 lives. They want to get the Enchantress instead. And Whisper, he's coming in. Deafening Blast on the mark. He's looking for a Roar target, but the Skelly Boys just take down Ancient Apparition instead, and now Monster, he's stuck here on the high ground all by himself, and he's just going to go ahead and buy as much time as he can for his team to disengage. Sonic grabs a regen, but KXY is going to interrupt this. Hits him with that X. A Torrent and a boat are available in just a couple seconds. Oh, what a tornado. Well played there from the Invoker.
Keeping Sonic alive. So they do end up losing the Mars there, but that fight definitely going in their favor. These kills on the Kunkka are very big, and you did force him to buy back as well. So the gold went a little bit in your way, XP a little bit in your way, but Beast Coast, you know, regardless of losing these heroes, they're just not slowing down at all. Non-stop game pace by them, and speaking of, they go right into the Roche pit here. They don't have Vladimir's offering done quite yet on the Beastmaster, but it's not really going to matter as they have Vampiric Aura on the
AA Blast and Arena. They're going to be able to trap all of them. What a huge ultimate. They cannot escape. Tomato, he has no ult. He might shatter the AA Blast. He's completely open. He does. What a sick initiation. You got to respect Ancient Apparition at the pit here, and they are going to find Stinger as well. If Kits can get a single bash, but the nice hook out from Schofield. Sonic, is he going to die to this minion? Nah, they're going to give it on over to Shu, who loses so much health. Spear is going to hold Enchantress. RRL is trying to close the gap. There's the Spirit Vessel, Cold Snap. It will take him down. I mean, these are 2 great kills. 5ManMidas. They're looking great.
These ones are right. These are recovery kills, and they need everyone they can get right now. They've managed to close the net worth lead from 9K down to 7K. Moment here, and they turn their eyes to Roche for themselves, but they don't have the tools to take it, not even close.
Wait a minute. He did not expect that X, and Monster's spear got completely whiffed as a result.
Back there. Mango tree now planted by Shu, and Schofield walking a little bit far forward here. Missed the ice wall, though.
Oh. Yep, a lot damage, plenty there to work with, and you do have Fiend's Grip now, which has netted them a lot of big kills so far in this game, specifically onto the Kunkka, but you're really just not keeping up with the farm of Beast Coast. Like, Wraith King is just huge. He's almost got a Radiance.
Yeah, it's 16 minutes in. He got slowed down a little bit by, you know, his death and forcing himself to take some of these fights, but
Arena mid will get dropped with the Chrono onto Beastmaster. That's the big kill. Once again, Fiend's Grip committed. They get a kill. And now they're looking for Stinger, but a hook is going to pull back Monster on this Mars. Stinger hit with this Spirit Vessel Sunstrike off the mark. Kit's got to be careful. He's caught by the X. He's got no mana left thanks to that Necro minion, but able to get 1 time walk out. And you know, RL standing his ground trying to take down this Pudge. Cold Snap Spirit Vessel has been doing so much work, and he's got the boat buff. It's expiring, so it's going to kill him. All of that extra damage coming out.
Yeah, nice find there by them. Enchantress is taking down to the boat buff as well, but so far in the backline, no one was able to catch her. But East Coast, they're more than happy to give up, you know, a couple supports in these fights. Not that big of a deal, regardless of the fact that it looked like it went in favor of 5ManMidas there. Tomato was farming the whole time. He just manages to complete his Radiance. So Now the real fight begins.
Yeah, no joke. I mean, there is a lot of magic damage here on the side of 5ManMidas, especially into that Chrono. And obviously they have the Scout here in this Roshan, so they could just potentially go once again. You do have Reincarnation on Tomato, so you're not going to have the same success here. Stinger just walks up onto the high ground. Going to take a Tornado onto 2, but Sonic, he's got to be careful. He can't afford to go down. A nice X will help him, but a nice Arena as well. First life down. AA Blast already committed the boat. Going to do some serious work. Deafening Blast pushing back the Beastmaster and stunning, but Tomato, the Radiance, it's going to start burning him down. They buy back on the Bane. RL trying to get away from this Pudge. He does have detection, but it's not going to come out. You lose Mars. All 5 heroes still on Beast Coast, looking to hold this high ground and take this Roshan, and it has been the big objective for these guys for a while.
Yeah, they might have to take these tier 2 towers.
The hook! They caught the AA. That's a huge... Wait, where did Pudge go? He just died immediately. Oh, you're not going to be able to connect that time with the... with the sleep, but you do get the AA Blast onto Whisper, and now Stinger's just underneath the tower and goes down. RL's Invoker is just too damn strong. Tomato can't solo Roche. They buy back the AA.
AA? I mean, they need him up in order to defend this this Roche. If AA is up and he's got Ice Blast available, you're too scared to fight into that Roche pit, right? You saw what happened last time. It gave 5ManMidas a little bit more of a foothold on this game. They're looking to, I guess, just securing this Roche pit again.
Monster is going to find Schofield, or rather Schofield's going to find Monster with a Dismember. He gets the Yules off, but the boat and the Torrent will connect. Ooh, the Rot's going to finish it off, though. Schofield does fall right down into it, and he is going to shatter to RL once again. Now, KXY has an Invis rune, so he's going to be fine, able to get out of here.
Yeah, you're going to want some magic resistance pretty quickly here on the Mars. I wouldn't be surprised if he just picked up a hood after dying like that. He needs a Blink Dagger up pretty quickly, but if he had a hood, he definitely wouldn't have gone down there. It was 1,500 magic damage he took. Could just go for a BKB instead as well. I don't think that you can go for this Roche.
It's too scary. There's a Hawk here. They need to get a sentry down. It's just outside the sentry, actually. There's 2 Hawks scouting the whole Roshan pit. Shu just taking so much damage from these summons. And on the other side, where's that X? It is onto Sonic. He's going to go ahead and put Kunkka to sleep instead. Stinger caught by that Spirit Vessel and the Cold Snap. Going to have to just back burns a lot of his mana. The MP on cooldown means Wraith King doesn't have to worry about it for the moment. But again, they want to go into Roshan here at some point. You do have to be careful, though. Everything available here on the side of 5ManMidas, like you said.
Yeah. Nice dodge there by the Phases Void. He's got Chronosphere available, but I'm not sure they want to take this fight without Wraith King's ultimate being expired.
Oh, they just Fiend's Grip the Wraith King. Do they have a way to burn the rest of his mana at the backside of the fight? Where did AA go? He dies, but Whisper goes down with him. Mid lane, you lose the Bane. Tomato can't actually go in here, I don't think. He's got to be careful.
I mean, there's a lot of control they have for him right now. He needs a back.
Schofield.
To actually stay on top.
The hook onto the Invoker. The Dismember is there. No spear, but there is a Yule to try and keep him alive. They just turn it around. Schofield's dead. RL. He's going to get caught by the Wraith Fire Blast, which means no mana burn. You're going to be able to get the first life of the Wraith King kits. He has a Chrono to try and turn it around. They're going to go ahead and pin Enchantress into the wall, but Faces Void just gets critted down. An insane amount of damage from that DD Wraith King, and now Monster going to be the next to fall as well. Double kill for Tomato on the Wraith King, and this is the problem, not having that Ancient Apparition here.
Yeah, you can't take the fight without him, and that will open up Roche for the heroes on Beast Coast. Double damage rune still active on Tomato. Let's see it. Let's see these crits, man. Actually, couldn't see one over the health bar there. 1100 damage.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean,
could take down Stinger.
Wait.
Oh, he's off the mark.
That was interesting. Way off the mark. Is that lag? I have no idea. Shu just whiffed the AA Blast there.
I don't know about that one. It was bizarre. Potentially just... he's got 12 ping. There's no excuse for that.
Yeah, I have no idea.
He's back to... He's like... I don't know. Like
he's in the server room, as we like to say.
No, there's somebody else who had 1 ping. Like, I was definitely in the server room. I might probably worked for Valve inside the building or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
RL just trying to buy his team a little bit of time, throwing out Meatball on the creep wave, but they end up boarding it. They're looking to close out this game as quickly as possible here on Beast Coast. They don't want to play it late against...
oh my goodness, kids. He has an MKB?
Yeah, he's just gone full glass cannon here.
It's working though. Both supports dead. Mid lane A still alive. They're looking for KXY. He has a BKB, but he gets Fiend's Grip, and you have Chrono to follow if you want. This is a huge mistake by Beast Coast. Triple kill for the Faceless Void. Oh my goodness, and look at Shu limping back to base on 50 HP.
Is barely managing to get out of that one. And Whisper is thinking about sticking around, looking for something himself, but signs of life here from 5ManMidas. Feels a little bit at times like Beast Coast is clowning, but you don't want to take this into the ultra late game against the Faceless Void.
Not at all. Ooh, mid lane. Schofield throws the hook, but is a little afraid to like play onto this Faceless Void without any backup. Now, Tomato, he does have level 3 ultimate now. He's closing in on level 20, which is, you know, the no reincarnation mana cost makes his game so much easier. He can just play a lot more in the face of 5ManMidas, but he can still die before he hits it. I'd expect a Chrono play here. I mean, you can kill these heroes in the mid lane with Chrono, but you are underneath a Hawk. Oh, this sentry goes down, but there's the Hawk on the high ground. They don't know. They still don't see it. That Ice Vortex just off the mark. The hook comes in. He finds Kids, but he's going to time walk to safety. Man, this is the thing that makes Beastmaster so good.
Yeah, the amount of vision that you have, the favorable fights that you get to take. You have a lot of different tools in your kit. Double damage and found over here. We'll see if, yeah, Pudge manages to yoink that one.
Oh, what a yoink, but it might cost him his life. His kids can be able to chase after. Just two-shotted from the Faceless Void. Good night. All right, level 20 on Tomato now. A Chrono could hit the back line. The arena ends up coming out instead. It pins him against the wall, but Kits, he's thrown into the air. A great nightmare to protect him. What a sick play by Sonic. And now Wraith King just getting kited around the fight. The Chrono's going to catch the Beastmaster with the roar onto the Invoker. 3 heroes dead. Faceless Void's going to beat down the Kunkka. The Fiend's Grip is there. Tomato to cancel the BKB from KXY, but is it going to matter? They buy back on the Beastmaster. Tomato's first life is down. Kits, he's got to be careful. He can't afford to die here. He's doing so much work for his team. Wraith King just put to sleep, still has the Aegis. He's gonna try and find the Faceless Void, but a time walk onto the high ground. He's got no mana, just taking so much damage. He's got reincarnation in 20 seconds. All the heroes from Beast Coast trying to come back into this. It looks like 5ManMidas want to just disengage. Wraith King, they can pop that the Aegis, it would be a huge win for them. Oh, Sunstrike, he got him. What a sick play by RL. No Aegis makes these next fights a lot easier. Granted, it was going to expire in about a minute, but still.
Yeah, it could. Minute could do a lot of work. Minute 15 seconds, rather. They could shove the lane and take a fight in that time. So he's still pretty happy with himself for predicting that he was actually had the ward up here. Actually, no, that was just a prediction.
Yeah, it was just a prediction. He
That's
just guessed.
their word.
I think he knew he wanted to go lifesteal off creeps, right? That was the idea.
Yeah. Sick play there by RL.
I'm a little bit surprised that they're not getting as much gold in these fights. Like they did not get more than like 1,100 gold for that entire fight for some reason, which seems bizarre to me. A lot of experience though. Whisper's walking up onto the high ground, does have vision of the Faceless Void, which would be a nice initiation, but he's gonna time walk to the low ground and find Stinger instead, and a couple auto attacks once again, just double bash, very convenient. The roar onto the Invoker. Do they have the save? They can force him out, but they're gonna hit him with the AA blast. The Yules as well, the saves are there. RRL, the deafening blast as well, and the backside of the fight, a huge zoning arena keeping Beast Coast at bay. They're just winning fight after fight here.
I mean, they're winning fight after fight, but it doesn't change the fact that they are still up a huge amount of net worth advantage. It feels more like a horror movie where 5ManMidas, you know, they're keeping the killer away from their home, but I think it's just a matter of time before they close in on this one. In the ultra late game, Faceless Void, you know, he will end up winning with these Chronos here, especially when things like Refresher Shards start dropping. But they're doing an excellent job of holding their base. Beast Coast can't quite close this one out. Yeah,
if Kit's Chrono's a Wraith King, like he doesn't really care too much because, you know, he'll kill Wraith King on a second life, but anybody else that gets Chrono, if he gets a multi-man Chrono, especially with the AoE increase at level 25, he decides to go for that. I mean, the fight's over. and you can't deal with the Faceless Void at that point. He will go ahead and take the 40 attack speed as instead of the Time Walk cooldown, which normally you don't see. I think most people go the Time Walk cooldown.
Yeah,
they're gonna find Stinger here. Easy kill here for RRL with that Spirit Vessel, the Cold Snap, the EMP on the mark. Shu's gonna end up finding it with the Cold Feet.
I'm gonna go right up here. Looks like only 27-minute mark has hit, so he might just try to farm neutral aim instead of push that top tier 2 tower.
Did have vision on the backside here with this ward. Kits.
They find Pudge.
Ooh, I mean, did Pudge find them though? Nah. And a TP out from Bane, barely makes it out from behind the tower, and he puts a good ward up on the high ground here. Not something that Beastmaster's probably going to scout out anytime soon. So overall, another big win here for 5ManMidas is they're slowly creeping back this gold lead.
Orb Destruction on the Faceless Void is going to help quite a bit.
Stick on targets even better, plus the slow and plus the armor reduction. It's so good. I love this item.
Repair kit now found by the Radiant as well. That one's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I mean, Beastmaster is one of those heroes that does a ton of tower damage, but he has not been able to survive these team fights. He had to buy back in the last one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he did. Mid lane, they don't have vision of Whisper. The Dire do have some vision on the backside here thanks to the Hawk, but as does have a sentry down. Ooh, they're gonna find Stinger, and Roar comes out onto Mars. That's not really the hero you want to find though. They're gonna be able to turn this pretty easily here. Stinger losing a lot of health. Wraith King slept on the backside of the fight. You're in a weird position here, getting taken from both angles. A huge torrent comes in, but time off to the low ground, and they get the immediate cancel on that Fiend's Grip, but there's the AA blast, and it's gonna be a chrono to follow. They're just gonna be able to take down the Kunkka, the first life of the Wraith King as well. He's gonna reincarnate, but Pudge, he's just taken down to Sonic. Shu goes down to the boars. Wraith King trying to get the Chrono Man himself. He goes down. Sonic falls. Monster on the run, but the blink over from Whisper. All right, they managed to turn it. It looked like it was going to be a great fight. The hook. Oh my gosh. He just gets a blind hook onto an Invis Invoker. He might be able to find the kill here. An Ice Wall comes out. Hook cooldown in 2 seconds. Yules to protect himself, but Shu manages to kill him. Unbelievable.
They'll slow things down a little bit, but it's only slowing them down. You might have to buy back here on the Faceless Void. Him dropping in that team fight to the Wraith King. Wraith Fire Blast, bashed up immediately after that, and then critted down before he was able to get the Time Walk off to negate some of that damage. Just locked down. That's one of the issues with this Glass Cannon build he went. If Wraith King actually manages to get his hands onto him, you just get blown up.
Yep. And despite it being almost an even fight, but like you said, the Faceless Void dying there is the costly one, because they get a lot of money on over to this Beastmaster as a result.
25, or I thought I saw 25k out with that, but 12,000 still manageable. But I'm not going to feel very good. Evoker continuing to farm up right now. Do you have any neutral items left to find? They still can get 2. I managed to find a Titan Sliver.
That's pretty good for the Faceless Void. He'll take that over the Orb of Destruction. He has no problem killing people. He just needs to not die. And that status resist, magic resist makes it really easy. Kunkka gets put to sleep. Sonic with a haste rune's like, later, I'm out. Oh, Pudge TPing in. Wraith, dude, they're all coming to the bottom lane to try and get Sonic, but he just doesn't care. He's a zoomer right now.
Yep. So him getting out of that one. The status resistance is going to go quite a long way on Faceless Void as well, and he's working on that Satanic. So all of a sudden, your Wraith Fire Blast, it goes from the 2-second stun that it does right now to slightly less than a second. I think you end up getting 51% status resistance with Titan Sliver, Sanjin Yasha, and Satanic.
Yep.
So he's going to be able to time walk off a lot of the damage. You're not going to be able to keep him stunned up.
This is typically why I like the time walk cooldown. I mean, he might have survived in that last fight if he had the time walk cooldown. But it being 6 seconds opposed to just over 4 is a little bit of an issue. Monster. I mean, he knows they've got to have vision up here somewhere. Like, guys, come on, get a sentry down. We need to not let this happen. Are they not going to deward it? Okay, they are. I was very confused. Ooh, Sonic almost gets hit as well. I mean, the thing is, they get the deward, but there's now Hawks here still, too. So he's just refreshing, planting this Hawk on the high ground just outside the sentry vision.
Invis now found on Schofield. This Pudge is haven't really felt the same impact from him the last like 20 minutes now. At the start, he did great, finding kills all over the map, but since then, he's just been food for the heroes on 5ManMidas.
He does have Telescope and Aether Lens, so you can hook people really far out of range. And if you go for a high ground push against beastcoast, like say beastcoast makes a big mistake and they start to go high ground, but Pudge is still alive, he can hook you all the way to the tier 4s from like your tier 3 push.
Yes, it is pretty wild.
All right. Pudge under an invis. They're looking for kits. He's going to be able to get out for the time being, but if he gets the dismember onto Bane, I think that would be a great find, but the hook's going to come out immediately, and there's your dismember. Nice pick off there.
Yep. Kits thinks about it for a moment, but with backup coming, he does think better of it. He doesn't want to get hit by Wraith King with this Abyssal Blade freshly completed. Didn't have that in this last fight. Still, looks like 1,300 gold away from his Satanic. That's one of the big tools he needs to take a team fight against Beast Coast.
Hook! Oh no, that range is just too damn much, and the Abyssal Blade catches Ancient Apparition as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is a disaster because now no AA for 50 seconds, and it's right outside your tier 3. They gotta get it. They gotta get this creep wave pushed in mid, or they just go Roche on it. Looks like. Yep, they're gonna go Roche.
Looks like they're not wildly concerned about the Ancient Apparition being dead, rather just worried about Tornado, EMP, Ice Wall, Invoker stalling out any possible push coming out from them. The repair kit as well. I'm not sure they know if they have that one, but that would slow them down quite a bit. Invoker almost has his BKB himself. This is a very important to this next team fight. The Tornado, though. He needs to leave on Bane. He can't stay.
They should be able to pick off Pudge with the Faceless Void very quickly. Okay, they will. Do they have vision on the side? They do. I mean, they're scouting. This Hawk is here. The Abyssal Blade just comes out. Bane's dead. I mean, there's no point in BK being here. You just got to accept it, I think. Oh, my gosh. 65 seconds. No buyback. You were correct, sir. He needed to leave.
Stuck around just too long. You leave immediately after getting hooked there. I mean, you know they just completed Roshan.
All right, you have Reincarnation, cast Fire Blast now, level 25 on Tomato. Deafening Blast, you can't Manta that off, sir. I mean, they got to find something like a Blink Spear back would be great. Okay, they do burn all of his mana. That's a great way to start it. Slowly whittling down at this Wraith King.
True. He swapped the repair kit into his inventory, but didn't end up getting it off onto his tier 3 tower.
Tornado comes in once again. The meatball, the Spirit into the wall. Stinger BKBs trying to turn it around, make some space for his team. They just want to make sure that they get this barracks, but the fortification, it's there. This Enchantress does some serious damage. Oh, she has Enchanted Quiver. This makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So she's going to be attacking him super far away with that impetus and the extra 300 magical damage from the burst it gives you. Now, right now, your backs are definitely against the wall here on 5ManMidas. Wraith King, he just does so much damage, but you're also hesitant to attack him at all. You don't want to bring him down 3 times.
Kits has to like get a Chrono on the backside, like Whisper and KXY into an Ancient Apparition Ice Blast. That is their play. Like, you have to ignore the Wraith King. You've got to find these other heroes, but they're not stacking up. And Wraith King, he's just going to start the Faceless Void. Abyssal Blade comes out as well. The EMP there going to burn all of his mana. Again, Monster pulled to the low ground. This is the way to start the fight. If you're Beast Coast, the first life, he's gone, but the Chrono and whiffs. They're all ready for it, and the Blink's out punch. He's going to be the only one to die. Ancient Apparition's Ice Blast does catch Tomato, but the Faceless Void able to time walk himself up to safety. You still have an Aegis on this Wraith King, and Mars, he did buy back into the game for this. Kits is going back in, trying to take down this Beastmaster. He's alacrity'd up, doing some serious work. KXY, you cannot fight into this Faceless Void. Can he turn it around? He gets the time walk off the bash, the disarm, but the status resist is too damn much. The Abyssal Blade is there. You still got Satanic. The Faceless Void trying to hold his own here against this Beast Coast lineup. I heard a Fiend's Grip somewhere, but I have no idea where it was.
I'm
it
not
was
sure
on
either.
Stinger in the base. Tomato, he's got an Aegis. but trying to wait for that reincarnation, which is in 5 seconds, and he's gonna get it. Now Monster running away. Whisper, he bought back into the game. He's way out of position, and the cold feet are gonna snap. He's dead. That's a dieback. Backside of the fight, KXY is trying to deal with the Faceless Void still, but Kits, he's the saving grace for 5ManMidas. He's gotta survive this though. Abyssal Blade comes out onto Bane. He's gonna go down. A huge crit from Tomato. This fight lasting for what seems like forever. Ancient Apparition, he's back in the game. KXY, he cannot get hit by an Ice Blast. It's gonna snipe him though. KXY, one more auto attack from Kits. He's gonna go down. Schofield with a nice dismember, but it doesn't last worth anything, and he's gonna die back as well. Tomato, he's got 2 lives, no mana to work with, but 3 heroes here on the side of 5ManMidas, and boy does Kits win this fight hands down, as he's gonna take the first reincarnation into an Aegis. Speared up into the wall. Kits able to follow with that cold feet. The second life about to go down. Tomato, last reincarnation here. No way to survive. You have BKB. There's no point in committing it against the Faceless Void. He's gonna go ahead and use that Abyssal Blade, but a single bash means certain death. Juking his way into the trees, but an Ice Blast will connect. Tomato did his darndest, but my god, did Kits do so much work in this fight.
The man, he just could not be brought down, and it was all this status resistance. Anytime they throw out a stun on him, it lasts no time at all. There were Heaven's Halberds, there was Roar, there were Abyssal Blades, there was Wraithfire Blast, but you needed to take down Faceless Void's allies and take him with your entire team. Right now, he's too big. You can't stop this man. He went glass cannon and full status resistance.
I need you to open the fight recap and just take in this madness.
I didn't get it.
23,000 damage from the Faceless Void, 22,000 damage from the Wraith King, but a 22,000 net experience gain for the Radiant.
Oh my god.
Nearly a 5,000 gold swing as well.
This becomes so hard for Beast Coast all of a sudden. Now you've got the 20% backtrack on Kits. How do you deal with them?
You don't. This is what we're saying. The Faceless Void at late game is unkillable. You don't have the resources for this. You have the status resist. You have everything you need. He could just go for a chrono. He's probably going to do it if he manages to get more than one hero, but he's just going to beat down Schofield. Instead, he does not care. This man, he's a fiend. Kits finding kill after kill. He goes for the dismember onto Sonic, but punished by Monster. And oh my gosh, you have no buyback. Kits pump fakes that chrono, looking to find Whisper or KXY. Alacrity on the mark. Your high ground, it's about to be in shambles.
The fortification buying them the time they need for Wraith King to get back up. He's got 2 lives available. Looking incredibly strong himself. TP's right into the top lane, tries to get behind them with the Shadow Blade. Doesn't quite have the money for Silver Edge, which is desperately needed to take down Void. Will disable his backtrack in the time lock, but even then, you know, this guy with the status resistance, it's going to barely last any time.
They're going to get RRL, the Invoker. He's there. Tomato, the Roar onto Bane as well. He can't keep his boy alive. The BKBs come out. Sonic able to stay alive, and he's got a Fiend's Grip to follow. They could just turn this right onto the Wraith King. He pops his BKB, but the Fiend's Grip, it gets canceled. No, he just doesn't even need to use it. The Chrono is just going to hold him in place. He's waiting for the Lotus Orb, and there's the Fiend's Grip. He's going to cancel with the X, but Tomato, he's under a sentry. Can he get the kill? He's trying to run away. Pops that Greater Fairy Fire. He's got 3 HP, the boat buff. Oh my goodness. Tomato makes it to the base, but Enchantress might not be so lucky. A saving hook from Schofield, not even intentional. The Sunstrike just off the mark.
Oh. Tomato, he managed to live. He actually didn't have buyback available.
No,
he ended up spending it. They would have lost the game right there if that Sunstrike hit, or you bought back there on the Ancient Apparition and threw out the Ice Blast. It was on cooldown though, unfortunately for him. Now, Tomato, he does have enough money to buy a Silver Edge, but again, I'm not sure that's enough. It's going to last barely any time with all this damage resistance on this Faceless Void. He's going for the Eye of Scotty, just trying to deal with the fact that Wraith King has been walking away from him. After that, there will be no escape for him.
Oh my gosh, this is such an incredible game. This should have been Beast Coast game, it feels like, all along, but they just did not shut down Kits on this Faceless Void, and you're now feeling that personally as they are just crushing you in every engagement because this Faceless Void is too farmed. His itemization has been so on point, and the Titan Sliver just making it that much better. Nice D-ward here from Sonic. He's going to go ahead and put Enchantress to sleep. Tomato running up, but They have detection on him. Abyssal Blade comes out. Bane, he's got to be kept alive. Tornado is there and it manages to catch. He can't Manta dodge it. He has BKB, but he's not going to commit. Buys back immediately into the game. He knows he can't afford to be down in these fights. His Fiend's Grip has been incredibly valuable.
Yeah, I mean, they have to commit so far into the backline in order to interrupt it, and that's what they want to do. Kunkka did manage to get it in the last fight. Oh, they get the hook off the kit.
Stunned up, but for not long. That status resistance, baby. Chrono in 40. They're going to go ahead and put the Enchantress to sleep. She has a BKB to try and get out of here. Gets hooked instead, which is a nice save, but the boat's already been thrown. Doesn't really help out much of anyone, but they're going to get the kill onto the Bane. That's a dieback, a huge win for them. And on the backside, RL caught by a Dismember, pops his BKB, trying to run away the Spider Legs. He gets hooked. A sick play by Schofield. 2 diebacks. And now Wraith King, his first life is down. Shu trying to kite around this pit as much as possible. You don't have Chrono. 13 seconds. Kits, the savior of 5ManMidas. Can he take them all down by himself? Monster doing what he can, but he loses all his mouth. Tomato, his health pool, it's dwindling. They're stunning Chrono in 2. Can he do it? Gets the Chrono. He gets Tomato, and he's gonna be able to turn his headshot over to Stinger. Beast Coast. They cannot deal with this faceless void.
Getting that Chronosphere off was absolutely massive. Unfortunately, they can't interrupt the TP from the Kunkka, so he managed to get out of that fight. Wraith King, he does have buyback, but Sean responding another minute and 12 seconds. These plays from Faceless Void, absolutely insane. It looks like they're learning their lesson and going for his allies now because he's got so much status resistance. But now he's got the Eye of Scotty. There's no getting away from him in these fights. It's going to get harder and harder. Kits, he's invincible, it feels like.
He is invincible. It's not feels like. He is absolutely invincible at this point. The 20% backtrack, 3,500 HP, 51% status resistance. This is the best possible scenario for a Faceless Void. He is now dead even on net worth with a Wraith King who has had such an incredible start, and he's just going to keep his eye on this Roshan. It's not responding for another 30 seconds. A really unfortunate scenario there for this Faceless Void. He's going to wait out this DD rune as long as possible.
He sees the boars over here. He's going to have to just grab it. Unlucky. Another 23 seconds for Roshan to respond. I'm surprised not throwing a courier over that pit in order to get vision of it as soon as possible. But, Whisper, you have to be careful getting anywhere close to this man. I mean, if they chain all their disables perfectly, you might be able to lock down Faceless Void and blow him up, but the backtrack and the butterfly evasion have made that even harder. These are tools that he didn't have before. And Wraith King, you know, he's so far away from possibly getting an MKB, and part of that comes out from his build. I mean, he went this Radiance, he ended up going Manta style earlier.
Well, Roshan is available. Kits will be able to scout it, but you don't have Chrono for 50 seconds. The worst thing you can do is lose a fight outside the pit here. Hook comes out. Oh, tickle Shu. There's a little boar here on the high ground. He's going to be able to pop that pretty much immediately. But Sonic's going to walk into Stinger. I mean, this is a kill. If Kits can get up here, he gets the first hit, bash the hook onto the low ground. Going to save them, but the time dilation is there. Stinger forced to BKB. Not a great way to start this engagement. Monster, he has Arena. Got to be careful. The Abyssal Blade, but it's reflected by the Lotus Orb. He drops the Arena, the reflected Wraithfire Blast as well, but on the backside, that Dismember doesn't do anything as Kits gets the kill. You lose Bane. You're about to lose Monster, but you got to be careful here. RRL gets a nice ice wall, gets the BKB off. They will take down the Enchantress. A buyback from this... Holy crap, this Faceless Void does damage, and the first life there of Tomato is just gone. He's got a Chronosphere. He's looking for the targets. Whisper on the backside. He's got to be careful. Can he find it? The Chrono, it's onto the Wraith King. The hook comes out, will save him, but you got to be careful. The Dismember, it doesn't last for long. The stun third there. Can Kits go down the backtrack? He's able to stay alive. He pops the Satanic. He's just beating into the Wraith King. The Disarm. Oh my gosh, the Deafening Blast. They have the detection. They get him again. Tomato, he has no buyback. Kits, he's going to continue chasing. Unbelievable play here from the Faceless Void. The buybacks, the AA Blast, it's not going to connect, but KXY, he's got to run. You cannot deal with this Faceless Void. The Disarm, it's short-lived, and the bashes, they're coming in. The Hex, KXY, he's got to be careful. Time dilation, going to slow him down. This Faceless Void does not care about anybody. Whisper in some trouble. Kits, no mana. Pops the Satanic, trying to close the gap. Full health back now. Shu slowing down this Kunkka, and they're going to turn their attention on over. They will take down that Ancient Apparition. A dieback, a roar comes out. It seems like it is every man in this game versus Faceless Void. It's going to be the fleet KXY. Can he get away? He's going to turn his attention to the Enchantress. Instead, KXY, he's just kiting out as best as he can. And Kits, he has no cares. He's going to eventually get all of them. He takes down the Enchantress.
He's invincible. You were absolutely right earlier. It's not that he feels invincible. You can't do anything about him. When you chain all of your stuns up perfectly together, you know, he's not able to backtrack all the damage, but he Satanics it back up. These fights, they're lasting like 2-3 minutes, and you can't kill Kits no matter what. It feels like there's nothing you can do, and this is going to be Aegis, Cheese, Refresher Shard going their way. How can you possibly survive 2 Chronospheres?
I don't think you can. Aegis? They're gonna put it on Monster, so they're just gonna give the Refresher Shard to Faceless Void and say, you know, we want to have a second life. Kits doesn't need it. You know, that's the idea. Like, we just want 2 Chronos. We do not care about Aegis on our Faceless Void. You know, Wraith King, you may need 3 lives to play this game, but our Faceless Void only needs 1.
Yeah, I don't think he should be going for this Moon Shard that he's about to buy. I think Aghanim's Blessing might have been the play there.
I agree. Axe Blessing is just too good, right?
Yeah, I'm not about to question Kits, though. You know, he's had a hell of a performance this game. He's not slowing down at all. 24-3. He hasn't died in ages.
They could just be expecting the next Roshan, right? He has level 30, so Faceless Void, he was impossible to deal with before. It's now worse. You have the time track or the time walk cooldown. You have the increased Chronosphere size. I mean, oh my gosh, this Faceless Void, at the end of this game, I cannot wait to see the stats on his damage.
I'm not sure how you deal with him. I think the number one thing that's keeping this guy locked up is the fact that the Necro Books are draining his mana.
Yeah.
I think if you build like a Diffusal Blade on a hero might be a solution, but I'm grasping at straws here.
Mid lane, they're going to go in. Faceless Void's just going to chase down Schofield. A couple auto attacks is all he needs. Double bash beyond Godlike into the arena. The AA Blast. The Chrono, it catches the 2 best targets. They're going to focus on Kunkka. He's going to go down first. And now Wraith King just trying to walk through this battery assault that is this Faceless Void. He pops the BKB, but for what? That second life does not seem to matter. The dust will connect. He pops the Chronosphere, the Refresher. 3 heroes dead on Beast Coast. Kits destroying Beast Coast 1 by 1 as he gets himself an ultra kill to end the game. What an absolute monster.
There is nothing that Beast Coast is able to do anymore. This game carried on Kits' back. This guy, absolute monster. My God, it's just kill after kill. And no matter what they threw at him, you couldn't bring him down, Ricky. 5ManMidas, against all odds, they managed to take this game.
This might be my favorite game of the whole tournament. This was amazing.
This open qualifier team out of NA. These are the guys that ran the gauntlet. You're never sure what to expect from these. And my
I'm
God,
literally shaking.
Like look at this graph. My God, the graph is shaking too, man.
Oh my
Up
Lord.
and down.
Holy crap. 5ManMidas. I mean, we thought their draft was better. We did. We said it in draft. We're like, you know, 5ManMidas, they have the tools to take this game, and they managed to do it on the back of a 100,000 damage Faceless Void. Unbelievable.
Receiving 124,000 damage as well, despite the fact that he only had 3 deaths. He healed off everything with this Satanic, with these time walks. This North American Open qualifier team. Absolute monsters when they come online.
And they took a game against one of the best South American stacks in the scene. Beast Coast has looked amazing. They've crushed their previous opponents, and somehow 5ManMidas show up today, and they show up big. What a hell of a last series, Neph. I don't know, man. This is insane.
It's not over yet. We got one more game coming your way, you guys. Make sure you check this one out. This should be a hell of a way to end the day.
All right, we'll see you after a short break. I'm going to go drink some water.